Yo, what's good YouTube? I'm back with another reaction video, and we got Larry Bird's Greatest Rare Highlights Mix. Now, I think this was something for like his 66th birthday or something like that. I think that's what the title had said before this one. But anyway, man, subscribe if you're new, hit that like button, turn on that bell, man. I'm uploading every single day. And yeah, let's get straight into this video, man. And I deeply appreciate all the love and support y'all been showing me, man. But yeah, y'all got some videos you want me to do, leave them down in the comments down below. And also shout out to Dusty, because he got some video in the works that I'm working on also. So yeah, shout out to you, Dusty. Definitely appreciate you. But anyway, man, let's get straight into this video. It's an hour long, so it'll probably be a part 1, part 2.
Forward from Indiana State, 6'9", number 33, Larry Bird. Trainer.
That first trip down the floor. Looks like Lister's going to take McHale, and Bird got free.
You know, that's one of the plays that we talked about earlier. Dennis Johnson's a
Bickerstaff on the Seattle sideline. And Bird again is free.
Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird. It happened so often this year and in the years past.
Game. Bird pops out.
Only Larry Bird does it better. He comes in and makes the shot.
Bird again.
Dennis Johnson to Larry is unbelievable.
Seattle DJ strips Ellis on the way by. 3-on-2 break. Bird and Seasting the wings. Larry got it. Guys, you're not supposed to be playing like this. Larry knocks it home, top of the key. Larry backs his way in and got through somehow, even though McMillan came in the double. Eddie Johnson. Bird stripped him on the way by.
Great
2-on-1 break.
Great defensive play by Larry Bird. Great defensive play.
He's never said to me at any point in our conversations off the record, and I asked him once about that. I said, well, you know, why don't you ever hold back? Why don't you say off the record to me? He says, I don't care what you write. I don't read it.
Bird's unwillingness to back down from the media was an extension of his aggressiveness on the court.
Bird fights Kareem, swings the elbow, and now is yelling at Larry Bird.
You could never back down.
Jaw to jaw.
Once you do, people look at you different. You had to stand up for everything you believed in, and even if it's the one playing basketball, if somebody took the gloves off and wanted to go, you had to go. If you didn't, there's no use playing.
Guarding the Celtics by 4, and here's Larry Bird doing it at both ends.
Larry's beating the play. Obviously, he doesn't quit. It's a perfect example of what young players could do, or should do, is make sure once you're out of position, is try to reestablish that position. Larry does it very, very well.
Daniel gets the ball, the double from Ellis. Ainge nicely to the basket.
Nice weak side movement. Danny Ainge timed it perfect. If he goes to...
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
Bird. How about that one?
Again, Bird and Lucas on a side by themselves. Larry
sort of
got the ball, is double teamed by Ellis. Finds Day. Darren off the bench for a quick 4.
Here he was out there with a quarter of black guys out there talking trash with him, and the rest of the fellas are sitting there going, hey, the boy bad, what can you say? You know, and I think what America saw in this guy was somebody who really didn't see race.
Greg out high looking for a cutter, gives it up to Bird for 3. Got it!
I'm sorry, I meant to get it up by 10.
28 now for Larry, and Bernie Bickerstaff says, hey, let's talk about this a bit. The big hand you hear in the background is for Darren Day. Larry again. Bird isolated this time on McDaniel. No one comes in the double. Now Johnson, but he was late. This is a good basketball team, the Seattle club. Bird again, and there's 42.
42. It's in danger.
Quick timeout.
Made a nice pass there. Gustus came in from the left side. Never had to stop on the play. Here's Maxwell.
We had a three-point contest at the All-Star break, and Larry walks in and says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this. Excuse me? And he started shooting, and he just didn't miss.
Larry Bird, Johnson. What a pass to Roby, and a foul coming up. Bird's going to take it in. 4 points for Larry Bird. John Johnson comes right back. Rebound by Bird. Now watch Bird. He really does an extremely good job on the break. And there's an evidence of it. San Antonio, what a game that's going to be. Let's look at this last break, Russell.
What Bird did was, like I said, he keeps his head up.
It's a 7-point lead now for Seattle. Archibald out to Bird. There is some pass to Roby.
Brought two defenders to him.
He had 2 first-round draft picks. He was the second. We haven't seen Bailey yet. The guy out of Rutgers is so effective. Larry Bird. Bird. Boy, he set Archibald up. Less than 5.5 minutes to go, and this one is really shaping up to be a real finish. Here is Maxwell. And the crowd's on their feet. They loved it.
They tried its own press, and they easily beat it. Just threw it over the top. We'll look at it again. Perfect pass. Bird one-handed it. Left of the court. There's Cornbread. Put it down. You can tell it's getting to develop something. The referee had to start calling them so that you don't have fights.
Fine pass by Ford. Roby can't get him. Maxwell keeps it in play. Bird tries to follow Maxwell again. Bird brings it down, and we'll go to the other end. Henderson, Carr, Bird. Beautiful.
Down inside 10 seconds as Bird puts a move on Aguirre. Goes for the hole and banks it in gently.
Out to Archibald, Larry Bird. Shelton's on him. Archibald. Beautiful. Williams. Archibald. He's got broken up by Gus Williams. Recovers, and Bird's all by himself. A hot hand. Bird brings it away to Archibald. He can tie it up. Ford follows it. 40. They don't have a lot of time to play around with. Bird.
You can see Lenny Wilkins standing up right behind Bird, just watching it all the way. He said, oh, it's going to go in.
Larry was the originator of getting in your face and talking trash. And then you sit there and you go, well, this guy up in my face talking noise. He ain't that fast. He's slow. But he knew how to aggravate you, agitate you enough to get you out of your game.
There was a certain confidence you had because, you know, if you ever got in trouble, give the ball to Larry and get out of his way, and he'd deliver.
The double team and Bird. Larry, fake, fall away. Hits it all right!
He was a basketball genius. He'd be a step ahead, a thought ahead, play the game like a chess game.
Bird over the shoulder!
I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because you have to play the game as a thinker when you're playing him. You have to get inside his mind. Larry wasn't quick, couldn't jump really high, but there was just some sleepless nights.
Bird takes the pop. It's gone. Get in.
I remember the time when Larry got on the roll, started shooting the ball. Every shot was going in.
Goodbye, she's gone.
I guess the two-pointer was too close.
When he ran by the bench, he goes, that's a heat check. Just see how hot I am. All right, he runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench who can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can. Frank looked down at the bench and goes, no.
Magic couldn't wait to give you the best smile and say, how are you, make you feel good. Larry Bird would rather say, don't even say hi to me. I'd rather not get involved with this.
The media begs off with Larry because they're very afraid of him. They're afraid to somehow or another infuriate him. They're afraid to ask the tough questions. He somehow or another has that way of intimidating the media as he intimidated players.
Bird's hard nose was never more visible than during a 1984 game with the 76ers when he took issue with Dr. J.
Larry was complaining to the refs, and I was complaining to the refs, and the next time down the court, he got in my face.
I was up 38-6. That's how I summarize it.
He wasn't out to play basketball for the money. He was out there to step up and win and look in your eyes and say to you, you can't beat me.
He 1984 Olympic team was playing an exhibition game against a bunch of pros, including Larry Bird, and they were in the warm-ups. And a ball bounced down from the college end of the court to the pro end. And Michael Jordan went down to chase it. The ball happened to be picked up by Larry Bird. And Michael went up a few feet away from Larry Bird and held out his hands. And Bird took the ball and fired it back down the court over Jordan's head, as if to say, you're not only not getting this ball, I don't give a damn who you are. Larry Bird knows exactly who this guy is and what's going to happen in the next few years. And he wants to get every edge he can get right now.
I was getting ready to start a game and get up to the jump ball, and Larry said, you know, just out of the blue, he goes, go ahead, Kevin, tell Elvin Hayes what you told me. And I didn't tell him anything. And I said, well, go ahead and tell him. Like, you said you were going to kick his ass. And I'm like, oh, man. And Elvin Hayes is looking at me. Well, at that point, it was hard to say, no, I didn't say anything. I said, I guess so. But, you know, Larry just got stuff started up. Larry is a funny guy.
Yeah, there it was. He had unshakable confidence. If he could get his shot off, he felt like we was going to win the ball game.
And the Celtics win it.
As soon as Larry let it go, he virtually turns to the bench and he's looking over like, you should have had more than one guy on me.
Bird hits and the Celtics win it. The three-pointer by Larry Bird at the buzzer.
Larry Bird catches the ball in the corner. I take off running out at Larry Bird. And right when he's getting ready to shoot, I jump. And as I go by, him, he tells me, he says, fly, Bird. And I go right by him, and he shoots the ball. It's nothing but nylon.
I remember we were playing Washington in Washington one night, and Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot, but KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count. Boston had called a timeout.
Larry came back to the bench, and he was a little upset.
He looks at the bench and says, hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot, and I'm going to kick it in.
He told Washington, I'm going to get the ball.
2 seconds left. The Bullets by one. Aims to Bird. He gets a good shot in the Celtics win it. Boy, this is something else. Incredible. And Bird wins it at the buzzer.
How many people you know would talk to the other team like this and say, I'm going to stick it in your face?
And at the end of one of the trips, he had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players, and the media too, we were all standing around waiting to leave. He said, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed at least through 3 quarters.
What a performance by Bird!
And at the end of 3 quarters, the next night in Portland against poor Jerome Kersey, he had 27 points left-handed. And it was a remarkable performance.
Oh man, Larry was so confident, so extremely confident.
They needed 3 to win it, and I got to play Larry. So I'm down in the post knowing that he's going to come off of a pick. So I'm holding his jersey, and I'm doing everything I can to block his path, whatever I could do to stop him from getting the open shot.
Larry Bird with a big three-point bomb.
Once the shot was airborne, I just knew it was going in. That's the nightmare that you have when you know a player like Larry Bird has an opportunity to get a shot off.
Hired in 1990.
All right, y'all, I'm going to stop it right here. Definitely look out for that part 2, maybe part 3. But yeah, that part 2 should definitely be ASAP. It might be 3 parts because I see it's like an hour and 5 minutes long. So I know I'm definitely going to break it up in parts. But anyway, man, subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. Turn on that bell, man. Uploading every single day. And yeah, definitely look out for that part 2, maybe part 3, y'all. But definitely look out for that. We're going to definitely finish this up. I think this clip is from like his 66th birthday or something like that. I know it says his greatest rare highlight mix, but I know the thumbnail says something like his 66th birthday. So we definitely got more stuff coming. So definitely look out for that. But anyway, man, I'm out for now. Look out for the part 2, maybe part 3. Hopefully I can just wrap it up in part 1 and 2. But yeah, that's about it, man. I love y'all. Working on this part 2 next. I'm out. Peace.